Tomorrow morning we're taking our broilers down to the processor, or up to the processor up in Hillsboro, and so this afternoon I was going to take you around and show you everything that we need to do to get ready for tomorrow morning. Alright, so it's pretty windy down here today, but we're going to go ahead and move all the chicken shelters like I normally do in the afternoon. The only thing we're going to do different is I'm going to take out all their feed and all their grit. So the processor that we take them to wants them to be off feed for at least 12 hours prior to processing, and that's just to help clean out the crop, make sure there's no food in it, and it just makes the processing process a lot cleaner and easier to do. So you can see we're down here, we got my chickens. We're gonna make sure they got enough clean water back here in their water, and then we're gonna take out this feeder right here, and then also they got another feeder full of grit that we're gonna take out also. I tried to show you moving the shelters, but as you can see my camera blew over, which is fine because I got up here and I had a latch broken on a door. I pulled one of the shelters and the handle flew off, and so I had to fix it, but where I had to fix it was sitting in a big ant pile, so now my hands got ant bites, so it's probably good that you didn't see that anyway. We're going to go ahead and take out all the feeders that have their feed in it, and also all the feeders with grit in it. The next thing we need to do to get ready for processing tomorrow is to sweep out the bed of the truck. So the next thing is I'm here in the barn where we keep our brooder. We've got all our little chicks that are, we just got about 2 weeks ago, so they'll be ready to go outside in another week. But over here, we've got all our transport cages, these blue cages. I typically like to put about 8 birds in a cage. That gives them enough room so they're not cramped, but they also don't have too much space that they get hurt while they're traveling. The main reason we put them in these crates is to kind of separate them. If we just put them in the bed of a truck or the trailer or something, what would happen is that they'd all pile up in a corner, and there's a chance that you could have some that get suffocated, or if they're walking around while we're driving, you know, they could tumble over, they could fall over, they break a leg or break a wing or something. It may not look good to put them in cages. It's really making sure that they get to the processor pretty safe. I've got about 54 birds that I'm taking. So that's about, if I take 7 cages, I can fit about 7 or 8 in each cage. So I'm gonna pile them in the truck. Now we're gonna go get the coolers cleaned out. I'm just gonna spray them off. The processor, he sterilizes all the insides of the coolers, so I'm not gonna worry about sanitizing them at all. I got all the coolers cleaned out, and I'm just gonna leave them there overnight, and I'll come back and get them in the morning right before we leave. But right now the sun is about to set, so we're gonna go down and move the chickens one more time this evening. The only reason I'm doing this is just to kind of help keep it a little cleaner in the morning. They're gonna lay down a lot of manure, so this will just kind of reduce it a little bit. So we're gonna go drive down there. got them all moved. I'm gonna get all these crates out of the back of the pickup truck, and I'm gonna place them in front of each of the pens, and then I'm gonna move the truck around to where I want to load it, so that when I come down in the morning, I don't have to drive down here. I can come down real quiet. Everything's already set up and ready to go, and so that we can keep the birds as calm as possible. I got it laid out, so I got a couple crates in front of each pen. So there's 2 in front of each pen, and I got 7 crates, so I got 1 extra. Because what's going to happen is I'll probably put 8 in each of these, and then have a couple left over. So I'll put them in this pen, and then I'll drag it down to the next pen. Yada yada yada. So that's the plan. I'm going to leave the truck down here tonight. We're going to walk back up to the house, and then we'll be back down here about, I don't know, a little before 5 a.m. and I'll try to show you loading them up. Alright, so it's about 5 a.m. We're walking down to the chicken shelters. We're gonna go and see if we can get all the chickens in the crates without disturbing them too much. The advantage of doing this in the dark is that it helps keep the birds real calm. And so hopefully we can get them loaded without stressing them out too much. Alright, you can see all the birds are sleeping along the wall right here. So they're still pretty calm. They're not moving around. So we're going to try to keep them as calm as they are right now. So I got all the birds loaded. It took about 20 minutes. I had exactly 56 birds, which was a couple more than I thought. So I've got 8 in a crate, and now we're gonna load them up into the pickup. So we got them in the pickup. If you listen, they're making a little noise because I got the lights on, but for the most part they're pretty calm. I don't know if they're happy, but they're calm. So we're gonna go back up to the house and pick up the coolers. Alright, well, we got the coolers loaded up, we've got the birds loaded up, and so we're going to head on out of here to the processors. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.